Every defeat is a blessing, and every fall a life lesson. So I'm off to start my mission.
How's it going? You know, one of the scariest things about going to an open night is when you don't know anybody in the dang room. And yet you're supposed to do something like everyone knows you. And then after all the great performances, now you really are under the pressure. Alright, so my name is True Whispers. The name comes from not all truth is spoken, but a lot of it is said in the secret. So oftentimes, we want to say things, but we never get the chance to say it. No matter how many times we say it, no one hears us, so it sounds like a whisper. So that's the name of True Whispers. So just a quick background. So I'm a freestyle spoken word artist, so I never know what's going to come off the top of my mind until the vibe is right. So if I make a mistake, just know it was never written, but it was planned. So we'll have some fun with that. So I do some work with, I used to work with Friends in Trouble. I join up with Jane Street Speaks from time to time. I'm part of Mobile Studios. And so I'm just now coming back into the artistic scene because, life has been life, and mom passed away not that long ago. So took some time away and said, I'm done with the open mic thing. But when you're an artist, you're an artist. Even if you're struggling, you still got to go and do it, right? So here we are.
Yes, sir.
So with that introduction out of the way, let's get into it. Now, how many of my dreams turn into nightmares? And how many times have I been pushed into the shadows so unaware? Or how many of my wishes fell into pieces, falling into the cracks, lost in the creases? See, I'm told to be strong and talk and be proud, but yet my voice cannot even come out that loud. Yeah, I'm supposed to walk this way, talk this way, look that way, but everything that I do is just your way. So how many days have I supposed to be sick? And how many days am I supposed to take off from work and still come back and look at you like, yo, you're still a jerk? See, I hate my boss and I hate everything that he says, and every time he looks at me, I look at him like, yo, how are you getting paid? You don't even know the job, but I know it better than you. But hey, you're just another fool. You went to school, right? Nah, but I'm going to school you on how I do things, because I do things my way. But we still have to get a paycheck, so I gotta be quiet just another day. See, the boss hates me and I hate him too. It's obvious the two of us don't even get along, but we still get along just for the sake of looking good. But as soon as someone passes by, we shed an eye and we laugh and bust a joke. And the most times you hear the gayest jokes is from the straightest men. Kind of funny how they move that way. But hey, who am I? Because just like Cain, I was taught to kill Abel, no matter how many times we sat across each other from the table. See, I'm supposed to eat from you and you're supposed to eat from me. We're supposed to share everything, but who needs that, right? Because just like Cain, I was taught to kill Abel, no matter how many times we sat across the table. Being that I grew up one way and you grew up another way, and we still come back and we realize it's just another payday. See, I'm supposed to like my boss because he's the one paying me. He's the one that signs the checks. But what happens when he gets vexed and he takes a day off? He doesn't have to tell me when his day is off, but I got to tell him. I got to give a 2 weeks notice just to be off another day, but you can just fire me right on the spot. Ain't that a bitch? But still, I like to wish, because how many of my dreams fell into wishes, fell into the creases, lost in the dishes? I'm scrubbing one way, scrub another way, and just like Cain, I'm still taught to kill Abel. How many times we sat across the table? You see, even though I might not like my boss, I still understand his principles. I still understand the integrity that he holds. Because even if he doesn't like what he's doing, we both got to do it just because we got to survive. So I try to see from his point of view in his eyes, because we both work in the same job. We just have two different positions. One is the leader and the other is the follower. The leader gets blamed while the follower can just walk away any day. But I don't like to follow, because I'm supposed to be the head and not the tail. And this is why I like to blaze my own trail. But still, just like Cain, I'm taught to kill Abel, no matter how many times we sit across the table. Because I'm supposed to feed you and you're supposed to feed me. We're supposed to learn from each other. Can't you see that they don't even want us to be free? So this is why they interpretize our integrity. They take away what we used to be and everything that we see. So I'm supposed to be free, but I'm still shackled from the neck down. Or should I say from the neck up? Nah, either way, I'm still stuck. So it doesn't matter which way you wear your chains, you wear your shackles. It could be gold or it could be silver, but you're still shackled. So do you remember your name? See, we're supposed to know our history, but what if that's a mystery? How many times have they shot off our noses and told us that we are this way and we are that way? I'm told one thing and told another. How many lies have you told and how many truths have you whispered? How many times have you spoken out loud, but I still have to whisper? Because if I say something the wrong way, I could lose a grant. But if you say it the wrong way, you get a round of applause. Ain't that funny? See, I can talk what I want, and you can talk what you want. You can say what you say, and I gotta say what I say, but we still gotta do this for another payday. See, because at the end of the day, you can fire me and I can quit. But if I quit, I still gotta look back and say, man, these kids gotta eat, so who's gonna pay the rent? But you own the company, so it doesn't really matter. Ain't that funny? But then how far have you come along? I'm pretty sure you're an immigrant, so you came up and you benefit, and I didn't get to benefit. So you're the Hannibal, I'm the cannibal. We still can't be reliable. I'm falling into the lies of the Willie. I got lynched by the government, but you still get to benefit. I ain't that a bitch. See, life is funny, ain't it? Because just like Cain, I'm taught to kill Abel, no matter how many times we sit across the table. And there's a reason why I keep emphasizing that point about Cain killing Abel, because I'm supposed to be your brother. But we're always taught every day to shoot one another, kill one another, and still come back, and the cops only show you the negative sides of an area. But what about the good times when we come to open mics and barbecues and benefits and everybody's having a joyous time? You don't see that. That happens 6 months out of the year. And one time of the day, you come by when there's a shooting and a drive-by. But you never see the good times, do you? And even if you do see a good time, again, one shooting happens and that's all you know. But for 8 months, we were doing all these different things. And where were you? We signed for a grant and this guy gets this benefit, that, and we are looking at like, how come we get to starve? Where's my benefit? So give me the pizza and the bus ticket. At least it's something, right? I'll take it. Only if I can travel from one place to another place. But no matter what, unfortunately, like Cain, I was taught to kill Abel. No matter how many times we sit across the table. And that's a sad thing we do. But hey, we do what we can as long as we're able. Thank you. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram as True Whispers. You can also find me on YouTube as True Whispers Poetry. A lot of my poetry is all freestyle poetry, so some of it might not make sense, but that's the fun of being an artist, right? You have an excuse. You can also find me at Silent Whispers as well on Instagram, and also on TikTok as True Whispers, and that's pretty much on my platforms. All right.
Y'all might, for those of y'all that weren't hearing it, this brother just summarized.
If life is but a dream, then I chose the wrong team.